Hey everybody, it's me Stacy here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com with our next Saturday with Stacy YouTube class number 387. I don't think 10 years ago I would have thought, gosh, I'm going to still be on YouTube doing YouTube classes 10 years from now, but here we are. Thankfully, very humbly, thankful, yes. So we are counting down to the YouTube number 400, and I don't know, we'll do something spectacular for that. I just don't know what it is. And we'll do something spectacular for when I get to 100,000 subscribers. That has been an ongoing thing for me. But you know what? It's slow and steady wins the race. So I have got a technique-based class for you that's about die cutting. So if you've never seen die cutting before, wait, you're just gonna go, wow, really? And if you are a die cutter, well, I have exclusive product just here at Scrapbooking Made Simple from Spellbinders. I have got product in from Sizzix that I think you all already know and love, but if you haven't seen it before, well, we've got it for a phenomenal price. Phenomenal. And I've got an exclusive bundle from Hero Arts for you of product you might not think about Hero Arts ever having. It's like, really? That's their product? Oh, but it is. And I've got a newbie. I've made new friends. Simple Stories is here, and I think in the paper crafting world they're probably more known for their scrapbooking versus their card making. But well, you know what? Let me tell you. I'm going to tell you about that in a minute. I'm going to do winner chicken dinner, and I want to update you as to where we are on shipping. We are currently shipping Black Friday orders. We are currently shipping warehouse sale orders from last year. We are currently doing our very best to stay current with 2021 orders and have them ship within our standard shipping time frame. We're a skeleton crew here, peeps. So we've got one person just shipping YouTube orders, and we've got one person just shipping regular orders, and we have one person shipping Black Friday orders. So we're getting them out to you as quickly as we can. It is very possible that you will get a newer order before you get an older order. But once we've caught up with 2020, then we're already on time for 2021 and we'll all be caught up. Wahoo, ka-choo. My heart would be oh so happy. Now, what else do I have to tell you? Okay, several questions about my mom's safety deposit box. Hasn't been opened yet. I'm still waiting for, I think they call it letter of testimony from the state of California. I have to have that. Even though I have a death certificate and I have the trust and the will and everything else, I have to have a letter of testimony for them to open up the safety deposit box. But once they do, I will for sure, I might even video it. Well, no, because what if I cry? What if there's something in there that will make me cry? I will let you know just as soon as I'm into my mom's safety deposit box. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, my mom passed away just a few years ago, and I have found out that she has this secret safety deposit box that I didn't know about. So the question is it like Al Capone's safety deposit box, or when Geraldo opened his vault and there was nothing there? Or is it going to be filled with trinkets and treasures from the past that'll just touch my heart? Or will there be a note in it that says, ha ha ha, we all spent your inheritance. Too bad, so sad. We're just gonna have to wait, and just as soon as I can, I will, and I have the proper documentation, I will make an appointment. I don't have the key, threw that away, oops. So they'll have to make an appointment with a locksmith to come in and do it, but I will get it done. Okay, that gets you updated with where we are in shipping, and yeah, I think that gets you up to date. Let's do winner chicken dinner, okay? Our first winner chicken dinner of a $25 gift card is Margie Rhine. Hello, Margie. How are you today? You are a winner, winner chicken dinner. Congratulations, my dear. I am so very happy for you today. Well done. You've got $25 to spend any way that makes your heart happy, but you are not alone. Jackie Kunin. Jackie, is that you? Because if it is, you're a winner, winner chicken dinner as well, and you also have a $25 gift card to spend any way that makes your heart happy. With any luck, I've already put those gift cards into your online accounts and they're waiting for you. Go spend, well, no, watch the YouTube all the way to the end because it counts. The minutes watched is important. It really is how the total minutes watched makes a difference on where my ranking is with the YouTube people. So so watch all the way and then go spend. Now my back is still bothering me. It is getting better, but I'm still not able to do winner winner chicken dinner dance. So you guys will have to move and groove and bust a move for me. Well, I can do a little. I can get a little done. So are you ready? You're a winner, chicken dinner. You're a winner, chicken dinner. Wahoo, ka-choo for you. All right, girls, congratulations. And if you want a chance to be a winner, winner chicken dinner here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, you have to leave a comment below. There's a place to leave a comment, but to be able to do that, you have to be subscribed. And there's a little heart right here that will let you subscribe to our channel. But if you're watching this during the Facebook and you are doing live chatting's on one side or the other. If you're live chatting with me, you can't leave a comment until the live chat is done. So if you're not live chatting with us and the premiere is over, comment away once we approve your comment, assuming it is polite, kind, nice. Then you go into the running to be a winner, winner chicken dinner. We pick 2 every week and you just never know when it's going to be your turn. Wahoo ka-choo. Okay, today is, well, simple stories. So I get lots of emails from manufacturers when they release new product. Whether I do business with them or not, I'm on their email list. And Simple Stories sent out this email. I think it was back in January, it might have even been December, about these new page pieces. Now, we're called Scrapbooking Made Simple, and we do scrapbooking, and we have, when the retail store is open, we have over 2,000 different sheets of paper in our store. But when I saw these, I'm like, oh, I think we can use those for something else. Not just scrapbooking, but I think we can use them for card making. And when you see the price of them and what you get and how useful they are. So I was going to call Simple Stories and have a talk with them because they don't know me from Adam. Never met me, don't have a clue who I am. But there was this little trade show going on. So I reached out to them during the trade show and I said, I'm really interested in these. I'm Stacy, Scrapbooking Made Simple. Very nice to meet you. Can you sell those to me, please? I think they all thought, who is this crazy woman? Which is a common theme in my life, but I'm okay with that. And when I explained what it is I wanted to do with them, they were so on board. Oh my gosh. So we made quite a few card samples with their products. They've made quite a few 12 by 12 layouts with their products, and it's just a wahoo ka-choo. I think you're really gonna like it. Now, I'm gonna tilt down. We're gonna get started for today. I have got Simply Botanical, which I totally forgot to show you last week. It's February Simply Botanical because the March Simply Botanical won't launch until the middle later of this month. So I'm going to show you that, which I forgot last week, and then a couple samples before we get started. But I do have an exclusive bundle from Hero Arts. I've got an exclusive bundle from Spellbinders. I've got an exclusive die from Spellbinders. And I think that's, after I show you the samples, I think that's where I'm going to start. So you can see what's exclusive, and that way, and it's at a price, holy smokes, artichokes, both of them. Crazy pricing. But hey, we got to keep crafting affordable, don't we? Okay, I'm going to tilt on down. We're going to get started for today, and I will see you guys in a little bit. Bye, down we go. All right, let me zoom on in just a little bit. I know we're not very high tech here. Sorry, it's me and my Sony Handycam. I just got, not long ago, my first little ring light. Mr. SMS got it for me. And it's only about 6 inches. It's not even, it's a tiny little ring light, but at least I've got a little bit better lighting. Okay, Simply Botanical. What is Simply Botanical? It is a die and stamp set. There's only one set a month that I design and are exclusive to Scrapbooking Made Simple, hence the name Simply Botanical. But it is a partnership with Spellbinders. So Spellbinders manufactures the die and the stamp for me. And we, what they call co-brand. So their name is on the packaging, my name is on the packaging. You're buying wonderful Spellbinder products, but you're buying Scrapbooking Made Simple designs, and Simply Botanical is my brand. So I wanted to show you some of the samples because I totally forgot to do it last week. Oops. Aren't they pretty? Love, love, love. Now it is just one SKU a month. It is value priced at $14.39 every month. That never changes. And when they are sold out, they are sold out. There's my zoom in. That's me. Zooming in. Oh, there's the sirens. I actually think that's a police officer maybe pulling somebody over. Oh, nope. Wouldn't be in, oh wow. They were maybe running through the drive-thru. They were right here. Okay, and this is the set. So you have the stamped images and you have the dies with a few little extras here and there. I've given you a few little leaves. You've got a few little sentiments, but there's the set. And again, it is Simply Botanical, which is Scrapbooking Made Simple, and Spellbinders. Last year it was Hero Arts. Next year, who knows who we'll partner with. Okay, and when they're gone, they're gone. So I wanted to show you those and then give you a sneak peek of what we're doing this week. Look at how pretty is that card. Look at all that paper, all fanned out like that, right? Isn't that awesome? But here, look at this one too. And look at how just perfectly these all nest into each other. And this is Simple Stories. Is that not the cutest ever? So there are some samples to get you going. Okay, let's talk bundles. First things first, Spellbinders. This die is the die that made this card, that did all of your little die cuts right there, perfectly nested into each other. This is the one that is totally exclusive to Scrapbooking Made Simple. We are the only place that you will find it. And there's so much to be done with it, trust me. And I think we'll have it exclusively for a few months. I believe it's a few months that we have it. Okay, so that's part of the bundle. Here we have another die. Looks pretty awkward, right? Not overly fabulous looking, but wait again until you see, well, what can be done with it. So I know that this die is pretty limited on the market. How do I know that? Because we bought almost all of them. If I could have bought them all, I would have, but some of them had already shipped. So this is a brand new release, and these two are color blocking dies. That's what we're calling them, color blocking dies, and I think you're going to love them. Then I added this one to the bundle because wait till you see the samples. And part of the bundle are two Fun Stamper Journey dies. Now we haven't had these. These are different than what we've had in the past. We have no dies that duplicate. So you're going to get this is a $20 die, this is a $10 die, and then we have another $20 die, and another $20 die, and another $20 die. So 20, 40, 60, 80, about $90 worth of dies. And we've got them for $59.99 for the entire bundle. You're going to get all of it for $59.99 for all of it. And that is a heck of a deal. So it's almost like buying these 3 and getting these totally for free. And I have samples made with everything, but we really are going to focus on these 2 dies today. I'm really going to focus on those. So if you like the bundle, we have the bundle for a phenomenal price. And if you just want this one or you just want that one, that's okay. We've got them open stock too. Boy, I have them all upside down. We have them open stock too, so you can just get the one that you love. No big deal, but I wanted to show you the bundle first. This die is not part of the bundle. So this has all the words. It has happy birthday wishes, congrats, sending hugs, thank you for love, hello. But it is $26.99. So I didn't put that as part of the bundle because wow, that really brought the value, the price up a lot, and I wanted to try and keep it as low as I could. So we'll have this one and there's samples made with this one, but it is not part of the I Want It All bundle, okay? Okay, the other bundle that I have for you is from Hero Arts, and it is a home run. Okay, who knew? Honestly, who knew Hero Arts made lacquer pins? What's a lacquer pin? Wait until you see what we do with it. That is so easy. They have their original lacquer pin, which is just kind of a clear gloss. And let me tell you, this stuff is thick. You can use it as a glue, absolutely, but it stays very dimensional if you wanted to. It is super thick. And they have just released their new glittery one. This is not like a Stickles. It is not. It is thicker than that, and it's glossier than that. So I had no idea Hero Arts made product like this until Kimberly said, hey, can I send you some samples of this so you can play with them? And I said, well, yeah. So she sent me samples of it to play with. Then I'm like, huh. And then I said, well, how can we do this as a great bundle? So each of these retail for $4.99. And then she included their cute little clear enameled dots. That also retail for $4.99, only she said I can do the entire bundle for you for $9.99 and you get all 3. Well, hot dang, I can't complain about that now, can I? So I'm going to play with those today, but I wanted you to see that as well. And then we've got Simple Stories and Sizzix for you. Now, this is about a die cutting class, and die cutting is when you take paper and you use a metal die of some sort to cut the shape out. Excuse me, I think I'm going to start with the one that's exclusive. This is a die for those of you who have never seen a die before, and those of you who have been die cutting since the old Sizzix red machine, which you had to hand crank down and it was just awful. Well, then you know it's a die. But this is by Spellbinders, and it's a color blocking die. It's very easy to use, and the functionality of it is such that you can manipulate it in many different ways, not just for card making, for scrapbooking, for mixed media, for altered art. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to die cut a couple pieces. Now, I'm not going to use regular paper. You can use cardstock, absolutely. Anybody's cardstock to die cut. But I thought, wouldn't it be fun to play with Sizzix Opulent paper? Love Sizzix Opulent paper. Now, I did the Sizzix Opulent paper. There is now 6 different collections of Opulent. We did the gold, the silver, the rose gold, the charcoal, and the ivory. I have all 5 of those today that I'll probably be playing with. And then we did the mystical, which I had the exclusive on. I think we're sold out of the mystical, but many of you already own the gold, the silver, the charcoal, the rose gold, and the ivory. I decided to bring it back because in one pack of each of the Opulent papers per color, you get 5 different finishes on the color of the paper. This is gold. So I've got a gold mirror, and I've got a gold satin, and I've got or they're calling it a pearl, and I've got a brushed gold, and I've got a matte gold, and I've got a glitter gold. And The charcoal will be like that, and oh, I wonder what that was. Everything just shook. The charcoal will be like that, and the ivory, where you will have 5 distinct different specialty finishes. You get 10 sheets of every finish. It retails, even at the full retail for $19.99, it is a slam bang, oh my gosh type of deal. But we're gonna have it on sale for $13.99 per pack. And we'll do an I want it all. So if you had Opulent and you've already used it and it's time to get more, now is the time. $13.99 is a smoking hot deal. So I'm gonna pull one of each finish. It is a Wahoo Kachoo. Now remember what I said? I can't remember if it was last week or the week before. No, it was the week before. Don't give manufacturers too much time to think. Well, that's what happened again with the Opulent paper. I made some pretty samples. I was playing with it, and about an hour before I sat down to tape this, got a hold of my buds at Sizzix Ellison. So I got a hold of Sizzix Sarah and Mr. Big Shot David and Victorious Victor, and said, hey, I'm thinking about using your Opulent paper. What kind of deal can I offer my customers? Because, well, I'd really like to offer it to them for a great price. They said, well, could you $13.99 work for you? And I said, I do believe it would. Okay, so I'm gonna take this die and I'm just gonna cut me, I won't cut all of them at the same time. Maybe I'll cut 2 at a time. I'm gonna cut off a piece big enough to die cut. Now, Opulent paper is not a traditional 8.5 by 11 size. This is an A4 paper, which means it's a little narrower. It's only 8, but it's a little longer, so 11.5. And for what we're doing today, that works really, really well for us because we want the length more than we want the width. And let's cut my last piece out. Okay, so I'm gonna put all my little extras right on top, and I've got all 5 different finishes of the gold, which is beautiful. So pretty. And now I'm going to die cut them. This is an easy die to cut. I have no idea why they didn't open it up. I'm thinking that they left it solid for a structural aspect. I have no idea. I'd have to call Spellbinders and say, hey, Denzel, why'd you close this die? Why didn't you open it up and leave it open? But I didn't have a chance to do that. So it's a closed die, but it still is a very simple die to cut. You will not need your precision base plate. You can use this with a Platinum 6, a Platinum 8, a Big Shot, a Sizzix Big Shot, a Sizzix Big Kick, a Tim Holtz Vagabond, a Gemini, a Cuttlebug. This will work in a Cuttlebug if you still have a Cuttlebug. Yes, absolutely it will. Will it work in a Sidekick? No, it's probably just a little bit too wide. So most die cutting machines you're going to be just fine with. Your vintage machine, absolutely from Sizzix if you have one of the older ones, without question. So I'm going to bring my Sizzix machine on over, and this is my Sizzix die cutting machine. I have a manual one, which means that there is a handle right here, and I have to crank the die through. I don't have one of them that you push the button and it goes bzzz all the way through. If you have arthritis, Sizzix has an express machine that will work for you. I know that I think the Gemini is a bzzz, press it all the way through. So there's lots of die cutting machines on the market, and really you need to find the one that's going to work best for you. I have always found that the Sizzix Big Shot is a workhorse. The Big Shot just goes and goes and goes. It lets you die cut for forever. It may start to look old and dingy, but don't worry. It's patina. It's just adding a little bit of character to your machine. So the only thing that you generally have to replace are your cutting mats, and that's typical with any die cutting machine. Now, because it is a simple die to cut, I don't have to use my precision base plate, but I do have to use my base plate that comes with your machine and the solo shim that comes with your machine. They no longer come with the hinged machine or the hinged platform. Can you buy a hinged platform still in this size? Yes, absolutely. Does this take the place of it, and do you need it? No, you don't need it. You can buy it if you want to, but this is going to do the exact same thing. Because the die I'm working with is considered a wafer style die, and you can tell that because it is so thin, hence the word wafer, that when you look at your shims, it's going to tell you, oh yeah, I need to use this for a wafer style type die. Whereas if I was to look at just my base plate, this tells you, oh, I need it for an impress lid, or I need it to do a 3D embossing folder, or I need to use it with a regular embossing folder. It gives you what will work down here right on the base plate. But I am doing a wafer die, so I do have to keep these two together. I'm not using my magnetic platform because I'm not stamping and cutting. I don't have to worry if I put this on my paper this way or if I put it on my paper this way. It's just cutting the same cardstock, so it doesn't matter. As long as I'm not off my paper, I'm good. I do need to have a cut plate on the bottom, and a cut plate, when you get them, they're going to be beautiful. They're going to be crystal clear, and then you're going to use it and they're going to look like this, and you're going to get over them looking like this. This is what a cut plate is intended to look like. If you're not using your machine, well, then they're going to stay perfectly clear, but you're not going to have a whole lot of fun. The cut plate lets the die bite into the plastic as it's going through the paper. Yeah, that little ridge on this die is what's going to cut this paper. A do not cut plate is my invention. I was the first one to talk about a do not cut plate. It is just another cutting plate that you try never ever to cut into. Let's see, I've got this one. So these are cutting pads, just in different colors that Ellison sells, except for this one. This is a glitter red that was exclusive to us. It was ruby red glitter cut plates that were exclusive to us. But all you need is another plate that you try never to cut into. Can you see the difference? These don't have cuts through them, whereas this one does. Why is the cut plate so important? Well, as you're using your clear cut pads, you're going to see that they're going to start to warp. Now you can try to mitigate that by placing your die in different places every time you cut, and by flipping your plates every time you cut. Yes, that will help mitigate it. Putting them into an oven or a microwave is not what you want to do to flatten these out. No, not at all. But they will eventually start to warp, and they might even eventually crack in two because you've used them so much. That's what they're meant to do. So use them until you can't use them anymore. But as they start to warp, putting your, can you see it doesn't lay, they don't lay flat anymore. They don't lay flat anymore. So the more warpage, the more you have to try to get it underneath the roller. But if you just use a do not cut plate, that means one of your plates is smooth all the time and really allows you to feed your sandwich, which is what this is called, a sandwich, into your machine without any problems. So if you get yourself a second set of cutting plates, because your machine's going to come with one, and those you're going to keep to use to actually cut with. But if you add a second set of plates, whether it be a colored plate or a glittered plate, use those as your do not cut plate, and you will find that the dies just go through your machine so much easier. Now, hard to believe that there is a roller underneath built here that is cutting that paper. But Bam, done, cut. Easy peasy mac and cheesy. Even though there's no blade. Can I cut 2 pieces of paper at a time? You can. It really depends upon the paper. So I've got 2 pieces of my opulent paper. This is a coated paper. So a coated paper with a white back. That means this paper started as white and they laid the gold on top of it. It is not gold all the way through. So let's lay 2 pieces of paper down and put on my die. Now there's nothing wrong with coated paper. In fact, if you use it to emboss, you can sand it and that white will come through. Very cool. But if you were to perhaps fold this paper, there's a chance that it might crack and that white may come through. So you want to be sure if you're ever looking at paper and it is either double-sided printed paper, pattern paper that's double-sided, it's going to have a white core in the middle, or if you're looking at a mirrored paper, a specialty paper, look on the back side and see if it's the same all the way through or if it's white core. Makes a difference. Now I'm going to roll this through once, go all the way to your end, and then I'm not going to rotate it. I'm just going to bring it back, only because I'm asking it to go through 2 sheets of paper at the same time. Oh yeah, look at that. Wahoo ka-choo. Pretty, right? I still have 2 more pieces of paper to go because you have 5 finishes. Now I will tell you that this is almost like a plastic that's been put on top. This is a glitter sheet, but it's not like glitter. It's like, hey, how about some glitter? Yeah, it's not your espresso with 2 extra shots. It's your more cafe Americana. So it sparkles and twinkles without it being overly sparkly and twinkly, which makes it a really nice, beautiful, it feels like satin or it just has the smooth finish. It doesn't come off ever, but again, it's not your espresso with 4 extra shots. It's not glitter. It's, hey, glitter. So being that it is coated, cutting this, you may want to cut it all by itself as opposed to doubling up. I'm going to double up and we're going to see what we get, just so you can see what happens to me, and then you can make a decision how you wish to proceed when you're cutting, whether you're willing to go ahead and give your arm a little bit more workout, or you want to just run them through and you get what you get. But let me show you. So I am going to go forward and backwards. For all of you new die cutters out there or new crafters, gosh, it is an investment. I won't tell you any differently. The machines are not a $20 machine for sure. At the same time, having a die cutting machine, does it change everything? Yeah, it really does. They're nice to have, even if you have to save up for it. Okay, let's see. Okay, so it's not pulling away. It may not even pull away if I just cut it with just the 1 piece of paper. You may have to give it a slight little oomph, and then it's going to come out. It's okay if you kind of got to give it a slight little tug. It's paper. It won't take offense. It'll be okay. So now I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, how beautiful. Gosh, I want to pick it up. How beautiful does that look? Right? And now you get to play. Let me grab a piece of paper. And cut it down. Close but not exact, and certainly not straight, but you all know me by now. I do not use a trimmer. I know it's an annoyance. But I don't know, maybe it's my need for control. Maybe it's my A-type personality just needing to do it myself. I have no idea. But my goodness gracious. Well, maybe I can trim it down just a little bit more so it lines up. See, I can trim it down just a little bit more. So let's just take it right to there. Ooh, look at that, looks good. I could have it all the way back here and put it down and finish my card. I could do it this way. I could move it here and then layer that one on top. I could move both of these back and do it that way. I could layer this one on top of that one, maybe move them out just a little bit. And now I've got a triple layer. I could, let me just take them all the way out, and put my other two layers on top. And then trim it down. Look at how easy it's. I could rotate it and have it go this way. Oh, tons to be done. And then I would just trim off the back. I could make them very, very fine to each other. I could make the mats so close to each other and not have too much of each one showing. Look at how, I mean, it's elegant, really elegant. And then if I taped it down, I would just trim everything off the back that I don't need. But you also have other opportunities. I could, now I cut some gold ones, the same ones in gold a little earlier, so I would have dual of everything. I could take and put them into each other. I could take them this way. And put them into each other. I could take them and separate them even more. And then I'm just going to trim off the back. You have so many different opportunities to make so many different cool things with these that, gosh, you just sometimes don't even know where you want to start. I don't know, do I want them layered like that? What if I took those two, and I'll use those two together, and what if I took those two, and I'll keep those two separate. And then what if I did these? 1, 2, oh, let's separate those. Let's do this one. And then this one. And then this one. Maybe I want them closer up to the top. All I have to do is decide where I want my finish line to be. How much black do I want to show, whether I have it facing this way or that way? And then I just tape down. So let me grab some Stacy tape and let's just tape this down. You would be doing this far more accurately than I am. Stacy tape is a double-sided adhesive. It is super strong. And I want quite a bit of that showing. Quite a bit of the black. So let me put that one down. Stacy tape will hold everything from plastic to glitter to fabric to metal to porcelain to paper. Did I say chipboard? I mean just about everything. I know a lot of wives have lost their Stacy tape to their husbands who have added it to their toolbox. Sorry about that. So there's two. And then I could finish with a third. And poof. And remember what I said about the back? All I have to do is trim that opulent paper right off the top. And I can use this way or that way. Now I said I still have these two and I have this one. Let's grab let's cut this. And let's grab this one. And let's go. What if we did that? Do we want them to touch? I don't know. Let's tape them down. What's the worst that can happen? We don't like it. It's only paper. Ooh, okay. So let's tape them down. What's the worst that can happen? It's only paper. Let's try and do it, kind of figure out where center is and go for it. You're like, but if you don't like it, Stacy, then you can't. You've ruined that whole piece of paper. No, I haven't. I'll just cut the black out and tape it down again and try again. Nobody's going to know that there was black underneath there. I'm not going to waste it if it doesn't work out the way I want it. I'm just going to cut it out and tape it down to a new piece, a new base. So let's go here. Oh, see, I'm way too far over. Well, we're just going to do it. In there, right? But I have these too. Oh, what if I put that there? Okay. Oh, somebody out there singing Pat Benatar. And not well. See, my office, well, Mr. SMS's office is right by the street. So we hear just a little bit about everything. Okay, what if I put that one there? And this one here. And then let's trim it out so that you don't see all that extra. I just turn it to the back side and trim away. I love this die. It is so simple, but so effective. The things you can do with it. How pretty is that? And I still have, I could, because I still do. I still have, if I wanted to add one more layer, do we dare add one more layer? You're like, no, I get the idea. I know you do. But gosh, they sure do look, they sure do look pretty when they're done. And now what do you do with it? Well, I don't know. Do I do it? Do I not do it? Do it, don't do it, do it, don't do it. Do it, don't do it. Okay, let's pull something else to play with. And then that will tell me whether I need to do it or not. And what am I going to pull to play with? I'm going to pull some of the stuff from Simple Stories. Okay, these they call page pieces. And they're die cuts. They were meant to be used with your layouts because every single one of them gives you a border or a title. They all give you, this one gives you birthday, so that on your 12 by 12 layout, you've got a big title, but then all the little accoutrements that go with it. Mother's Day. We picked 22 of these to bring in, and I have them in open stock and I have them in a bundle or two bundles. The first bundle is a holidays bundle, so spring, summer, winter, fall, be mine, so Valentine's and Easter and anniversary and Christmas and Thanksgiving. And then the other one is an everyday collection, so your birthday and welcome home and new baby. Let's take out the jingle, shall we? Let's look at Santa. So they retail for, I think, $2.99 each, and then we've got them on a YouTube Yummy sale. And you get a ton in here. I will tell you, wait a minute, I have to tilt up because if we're gonna talk, we're gonna talk. I will tell you, when I brought these in, the SMS girls looked at me and said, really? I said, yes, go make samples. And they said, really? And I said, yes, go make samples. And so they were off to do their job, begrudgingly with a on their face. And when they were done, Claire came back to me, SMS girl Claire came back to me a couple days later and she said, you know, these are really good. She said, they're simple, but they're so effective. They're easy to use. Anybody can use them. They add just the right touch because you get so much in each little package. They were so like, oh, that's, you know, so that's so 2001 scrapbooking. I know. What's wrong with 2001 scrapbooking in 2021? What's old is new again, and what was great back then can be great today. And these are great. But I wanted them for card making, not scrapbooking. Okay, tilt on down. It's not often I get to say, told you so. But when I do, well, I try not to say, told you so, more than, I don't know, 2 or 3 times. Oh, down we go. Is that better? Okay, so, like I said, each one of them has a title. And the title can be as big as your hand. It can even be longer. Slimline cards, hello. Like here, let me show you Thanksgiving. Love Thanksgiving. Doesn't say Thanksgiving, it says thankful. And it's not done in a way that it has to be for Thanksgiving. Look at, It says thankful, but look at how long thankful is in comparison to jingle. And look at how wide jingle is in comparison to thank you. I'm telling you, slimline people, scrapbooking people, meet your new best friends, truly. So I've got my Santa. You get some little jingle bells and some hearts and a little Christmas tree and your candy cane, a little banner. I love the little holly jolly. Merry Christmas. And you got, here's your jingle and here's your all the way to go with it if you want. So all for that $2.99. I want to say they're on sale for $2.39. Is he so cute? Is that not absolutely darling? I mean, and hello, can you say done? And then we just use, where'd that little one go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Then we use maybe the holly jolly at the top. Bam, card made. What if we put him on this one? So cute. What if you kept him over here? I mean, hello, options. I think jingle is too big for that one. Where's my tree? I know I have my, where's my tree? I saw a tree. What did I do with my tree? Did I lose my tree? Oh, here's my tree. If we just put the tree over here? What if I put the tree right here? What if I didn't use the tree at all? What if I just used the Merry Christmas? You can do this. These make it super fast, super easy, and done. What if I wanted to, you know what, let's put him, well, let's not put him down yet. Let's move these over there. And let me grab another one, not Thanksgiving. Let me grab, let's see, what have I got here to play with? I've got graduate. And look at all the goodies that come with graduate. The banner and the little hat and the yay. So cute. Slimline size. Gosh, what do I like? And the little class act. How cute are these, right? What if I did the yay? And then they've got these cute little pieces that can go around. Darling, aren't they? What if I put the hat on top of the yay? I mean, options are aplenty. You've got this. What if I moved it this way? Oh, how cute is this? Okay, that's really darling. Right? So I think I'm digging on that. I love that. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and put those down. And you can use pop dots. You can use, gosh, just about anything you want if you want to make it higher. I know I have pop dots someplace, but where, I don't know. So we'll just keep using. So I want to tape these down. Oh yeah, pops would have been great on this. You know what would also be great on this? Hello, Stacy. Sticky dots. What are sticky dots? Sticky dots are exclusively at Scrapbooking Made Simple. This is a sheet of hundreds of thousands of little dots of adhesive. See, sticky, not sticky. And it's kind of like having a Xyron without the goobers, and in big sheets, and totally affordable. So when I put this down, wherever you see the paper, that's where the sticky dots are going to stick to, and where you don't see the paper, the sticky dots are going to stay on that sheet, so you can just use it again and again and again. So let's rub that down. And let's put this one on here. See, done. Stuck. Let's trim it off. Man, that's so cute. And then let's do the yay. There. Here. No, I think it needs to go here. So again, sticky dots. Put it down. Give a little burnish. Pull it up. I don't know. And then if I wanted, I could put the little dots down in the corner, right? Done. Easy, simple. And then let's take this one and let me take this one and let me put, because Santa looked amazing. Santa looked amazing right in the middle. So sticky dots. I could even put class act right down there. Or I could put class act, well, I don't have a card base, but I could open it and put class act in there. But let's put Santa down. Sticky dots. Open. Ooh, pulled off my washi tape. Open. Pull Santa on up. And let's put Santa on down. Because he does. He looks so cute. And then, I don't know. I mean, you've got little bells that you can add. But I think... Oh, what if I moved him down? Do you think I can still get him off? Ooh. Nope. I'm going to leave too much behind. I should have put him down and put the Merry Christmas above him. Stacy. That's what I should have done. But that's okay. Hey, live and learn. I think he looks cute. Now what am I going to do? I'm going to take the glossy Hero Arts lacquer pen. This is a very cool little tool. See how flat this is? I want to add some dimension to it. So I've got this lacquer pen and shake it on down. Come on, shake on down. Do I have to open it? It's a brand new one. Oh, there we go. I did. I had to open it. Okay, so I want to add just a little bit of gloss to that yay. And I'm literally just going to, because that tip is so fine, I mean, it's really beautiful. I'm just going to draw the word yay right in the center. It dries super fast. I was totally surprised at how quickly this dried. And this is the clear. So it's kind of like a glossy accents. I think it's a little thicker than glossy accents. Haven't played with the glossy accents in a while. But when this dries, it's going to stay dimensional and it's going to add, do you see that gloss that it's adding? Now I could smear it without question. If I wanted to smear it, I could. I could go in there and remember I said I could add those little dots to the bottom. I know I have another set of those little dots somewhere over here in my mishmash. And I want that other corner one. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to put those little dots down in place. Oh, trying to feel where I have my, oh, I have plenty of sticky there. So put one down. So I stuck everything down before I added my gloss. Now, if you're gonna stick everything down and then add the gloss, you're gonna be fine. If you're going to want to add the gloss before you stick everything down, you're going to want to give it an opportunity to dry before you handle it. There is nothing worse than going oop like that. Or when you're trying to work with something that's wet and you stick it down and you smudge it. Oh, this is so cute using that dye. So can you imagine? You can probably get out of each pack at least 3 cards. I embellished this one up quite a bit, but I still have graduate. I still have the cap and tassel. I still have congratulate grads. I still have more of the little doohickeys. I've still got the diploma. So I still have all of this to use on something else. And again, I could come back in there with my gloss. And just hit these little guys with a little dot. So they've got a little something something to them as opposed to being flat. Now, it, like I said, it dries much faster than a stickles. It dries pretty darn quick. I was very, very surprised with how fast it dries. Can you use it as a glue? Sure you can. Would I? I don't know. There's glue for glue. Use this for what it's meant for, which is making really cool little crystal clear. And you can see that yay is, look at that gloss on it. And now I've put it, and it doesn't run. Look at, I'm holding it up and it doesn't run down. But how easy was that? Now I'm gonna put this one to the side and I'm gonna just show you. I mean, really, you can just go in there. And literally just add. Some accent. You would, of course, have glued this down to whatever it is you want it to be glued down to. But I just don't want it to be as flat as it is. And I'm not doing the whole word, the whole letter. Well, I'm doing the whole word. I'm not doing the whole letter. I'm just hitting the fat parts. And the tip is so lovely. That in no time at all. And that will dry to a beautiful gloss finish. And it just adds that little something something. So I'm going to put that over here and let that dry. So this is getting clearer and clearer. The clearer it is, the more dry it is. This isn't a you need to wait till you overnight to get it done. No, no, no. Let's take Santa. What if we took Santa and they've got the glittery one? What if I took Santa and, gosh, I could almost have added those up here for him too. I mean, the colors match. The ones, Simple Stories seems to have a color palette that they pull from. And a lot of their elements, even though they're not necessarily out of the same packaging, will work together. They're all in the same hue and saturation and tone. But I could come through and I could add a little bit of, is this a new one too? Do I have to open this one? No, I think I'm good. I could add a little sparkle to his hat. And to his sleeves. And it doesn't take much. And it dries really pretty. So different than a Stickles. Thicker than a typical glitter glue would be. Look at how cute is he. Right? He's darling. And it will not take long to dry. Let's check on this one again. So are we almost there? Oh, we are almost there. Okay, it's almost dry. I can touch it and it's not coming off on my hand. It's not completely dry yet, but I bet you're surprised that I can even touch it and not have it come off on my hand. It's not going whoop. Oh, these little guys are dry too. That's pretty darn fast. Oh, and that little guy's totally dry. That one's still a little wet. Another 5 minutes maybe. Should be pretty much good to go. Look at how cute is he. And we used the dye and the opulent paper. This die has so many functions, so many uses. When something's so simple, you think, really, is it that awesome? Well, yeah, it is. Okay, so I'm going to continue to let those dry. And I'm going to move on. I'm going to take all of my little jingles and my little bells, and I'm going to put these off to the side. No, I'm not throwing them away. Trust me. The SMS girls they'd have at me for that. How about down there for right now? Okay. Gosh, and I still didn't even use these two. Isn't that a shame? Should I do something with them? You can even make it as cute as that. I don't know. I no, well, maybe I'll come back to it. We'll see. Okay, next I want to show you. Oh, and I have this one too. Okay, we might come back to that. This is a little bit more technique-y, but just as simple as before. Little more technique-y. I always push in the wrong direction. Just as simple as before. Big, right? 2 dies. Wafer style dies, just like we were using before. Ooh. Okay, so I put it down with Stacy tape, and now my tape is sticking to it. Oh, see, there we go. Nice. That was their tape. This was my tape. Okay, let me put this off to the side, and I'm going to put those over here. Okay. Easy peasy. Oh, look at the little heart. Oh, no, I can't use it. How do we use these 2 dies? You use them together. They're 2 peas of a pod. I suppose you can use them separately if you're starting with a base paper, but I'm going to use them together. And I'm going to pull over the rose gold. This is the rose gold opulent paper. Remember I told you there's 5 different finishes no matter what set you get. There's rose gold, charcoal, ivory, white, gold, and silver, and mystical, but I think we're sold out of mystical. Rose gold, ivory, charcoal, gold, and silver. Yes. 5 different finishes, 10 sheets each, 50 sheets in its totality, $13.99. Holy smokes, artichokes. And I'm going to do just what I did last time. I'm going to pull 1 of each color. This is where having paper pads that coordinate, oh, that's the same, don't do that, is really nice. Okay, so which one did I not get? I'm missing one. Oh, I see it. I'm missing. Not that one. I'm missing the brushed. There we go. Okay, so I've got 1 sheet of all of the 5 specialty finishes. So I've got the glitter, that's kind of glitter. I've got a brushed kind of metal finish. I have got a satiny finish. I've got a glossy finish, and I've got a pearly kind of finish. And I am going to cut each of these with my dies. Now this is where having the A4 paper is really nice because these fit perfectly. 8.5 by 11, it would be a little bit wider and a little bit shorter, but with the A4, it fits the width perfectly, and you get the extra length so that you can cut more of them. Love that. So I'm just going to cut this down and put that off to the side, and then I'm just going to use this as my template to cut the rest. Now I am not being very careful in my cutting because I don't need to have a straight line. I'm going to die cut those shapes out of all of this. Let's see if I can get, and again, this is coated paper, so it's not the same color all the way through. That means you can scratch it, yes. It embosses like a dream though, I'll tell you. It die cuts like a dream. And then let's do my last color. Okay, so again, I've got all 5 shades of the rose gold that come in it, all 5 different finishes. And now I'm going to use my Spellbinders die, and they're calling this the color block slice is what they're calling it. Color block slice. Did I have the name of the other one? That one is color block panel. The panel is exclusive to us. The slice you may be able to find at your local retailer. It's possible. I think I'm going to try and cut, I'm going to cut 2 at a time like I did before. So 1 there. And 1 there. They both fit right on my paper. Bring over my machine. I've got my base plate. I've got my shim that comes with the newer machines. If you've got an older machine, you want your sandwich to be completely closed, your platform to be completely closed, no tabs open. My do not cut plate right on top. These are not intricate dies. They do not require a precision base plate. Send them on through. They're not difficult to cut. Kind of roll through like butter. I'm going to go forward and backwards because I'm asking that little edge to cut 2 pieces of paper at the same time. And let's see. Oh yeah, bam, bam. Woohoo! Okay. 2 pieces down. Let's do my next 2 pieces. Bring my machine over. Lay my 2 pieces of Sizzix opulent paper down right on top of each other. Lay 1 die down. Kind of make them fit like a box. Do not cut plate. Do you have to have a do not cut plate? No. Do I think you'll really want one? I think for the cost of adding a second, you know, for adding another plate to your arsenal, to have one that isn't warped. Oh, I'm off center, but that's okay. To have one that isn't warped is really nice. There we go. Bam. Bam. Now the last one I have to cut is the glitter sheet. Last one I have to cut is the glitter sheet. And let's send it on through. So you can do cards as big as slimline with these and get the same effect. And you're like, but I don't see any effect. All it is triangles. I know. Wait for it. So I went back and forth because this is glitter paper. Little bit, the coating is a little bit thicker. See? They're not just falling out. You might have to pop it. It's okay. It's not going to tear. It's not going to ruin. I promise you. The coating on it is thick enough to keep from tearing. Now, if you don't cut it all the way through and you try to pull it apart, that's a different story. But these dies are so easy to use. There should be no reason why they're not cutting all the way through. So I've got 2 sizes of every single shade of rose gold. I've got the big and the small of all 5 shades of rose gold. What am I going to do with them? Well, huh. Maybe I'll just use a piece of white paper. Now it's up to you. What size card do you want, or what size mat do you want, or what are you working on? I'm just going to cut down to whatever I cut to. So I'm going to cut my white paper in half and cut my white paper in half, making what theoretically would be close to an A2 size card. You can absolutely go bigger. I could absolutely do a bigger card. It's really up to me. You're only limited by the length of your slices, and those slices are pretty darn big. So I've got my card base, or my mat, and this is where you can take some yucky paper that you don't like and hide it, because nobody's going to see what's underneath. Do you need to use white, beautiful cardstock that you may want to stamp on or color on? Or no, use something you don't like. It's okay. I am going to take Stacy tape, and I'm going to run 1, 2, 3, top, bottom, and middle. 3 lines of it. One, probably could have gone to the, should I try and go all the way to the top? Is it too late? Ooh, Stacy, 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 but nobody's gonna see what's underneath, so does it matter? No, I'm just gonna go all the way to the top. Nobody's gonna see that I tore some of that paper. It's gonna get covered up. So let me go more towards the top. There we go. And the middle. There we go. And the bottom. There we go. So, 3 pieces of tape. That's the only tape we're really going to use. That's it. I'm going to trim off the sides just because I don't want it sticking to me while I'm trying to work with my slices. I know some of you would wrap it around the back so that you can use it to help adhere it to your card base or your mat or whatever it is that you're going to adhere it to. I'm just going to get rid of it so it doesn't stick to me while I'm doing my slices. Okay, expose all 3 at the same time. The minute you peel off that liner, that tape is sticky. I mean, really, it's just barely holding on to me. It is super strong, but super wonderful. Okay, now I have to decide. I'm gonna kind of line them up again. So I find my colors. So those 2, and those 2, and those 2, and then these 2 and these 2, just so I can see what I've got. I've got all my colors here. Can you see what I've got? Maybe I should back up. No, I'm going to leave it the way it is. All right, I'm going to decide the first one that I want. And I'm going to try and do this facing you as opposed to facing me. Where I position my first one depends upon how thick I want my slices to be. If I have most of my point off my paper like I have now, that means that I'm going to end up cutting that off, and that my slices, my base, my radius is going to be much fatter. And that's perfectly fine. That may be what you want. But if I keep my point kind of almost to the bottom, just a little bit off the bottom, and start there, now I'm going to end up cutting this piece off, which means I can use this at a later date for another card if I want to try and make another fan. Or if you want, you can cut your paper down if you know the size card you're going to start with. You don't have to use so much. Then I'm going to pull a small. So I've started with a fat. Now I'm going to pull a small one. And I'm going to keep that point almost in the exact same depth, so that the points are about the same length. And I'm going to put it down. Can you see how the points are almost the same? I don't want to have one that has a point way down there. I don't want to stick this one with a point way down there. I want to keep those points as close to the same as possible. But now I need a big one because I've got big, small, big, and now I can do small, and my last one I can do big. But you're saying that corner isn't done yet. I know. Now I'm going to do this side. And I can kind of duplicate it, sort of. I really would prefer that it kind of be more organic and not so matchy-matchy. So I've got big in my center. And then small. And then, oh, I got to find big. How about this one big or this one big? No, we'll do this one big. No, we'll do this one big. Decisions. Just kind of line it up. So I'm not having to tape down each individual piece. Girl ain't got no time for that. Putting those 3 pieces of Stacy tape down first makes all the difference. And then big. And down we go. Okay, big old fan. Now I'm going to turn it over. And again, if you know ahead of time the size card you're going to do, you can then determine how much of the die do you really need. So if I'm going to do a much bigger, I could do a much bigger card. I could do a much smaller card, but then maybe I don't need to cut the full length of the die. Maybe if I knew I was going to do smaller, I just need to cut my strips to there and not waste this extra. I'll do that in just a minute. So I'm going to cut this off. I'm still got this one. So let's trim this out. Now I would not throw these away, except for this one because it's going to get cut into, but the other pieces I would absolutely save and use. And cut off the bottom. You ready? But I still have those 2 pieces down there. Not a problem. What color do you want to put down there? You have all of these scraps that you can choose from to put down there. Say I want to do the glitter. All I have to do is line it up. Look at it, it's just an off piece. Turn it over. And trim it out. Ta-da! Or do you like it this way? Or do you like it this way? Or do you like it that way? I don't know. You got options. Mat it. Oh my gosh. So beautiful. And I still have all of this that I can play with later. Or not, it depends upon you. And I didn't even use this piece at all. So what do I want to do with this one? Let's see what we've got over here. Oh, I don't know. Our wedding? Do we want to use wedding? Do I want to use wedding? Let me get rid of all the tchotchke pieces. And let's see what we get with the wedding. So I've got the cake. I've got always and forever. I've got the little banners. I've got cute little hearts. I've got the pretty roses. And to have and to hold and our wedding day. What if I used the cake? Oh, I think that would be so cute. Do I have two? What color hearts do I? Oh, I have a couple pink hearts. What color heart is that? And I've got the flowers. Cute. Okay. So maybe I just make it super simple. Oh, got plenty of stickies there. Oh, and I got plenty of stickies over here. If I put that down, so I have to turn it towards me now so I see what I'm doing. I want to keep my hearts. And peel my cake up, and let's put my cake here. And then let's take that super cute little to have and to hold, super tiny. And I'm gonna use, I'll use this piece of black paper. And let's go ahead and get some sticky dots right on this. And pull it up, and let's put it down. And I'm gonna leave some room around it because I'm matting it is what I'm doing. I'm adding a mat. Just so it stands out, it pops just a little bit more than it did before without it. So I just made a cute little mat. Move my sticky dots. Toss this, keep that. So I have to have and to hold. And what if I took my little heart? Oh my gosh, done, finished. And I still have, okay, let me finish it and then show you how much I still have left to use. Sometimes the best things to use for card making is stuff out of the scrapbooking aisle, and sometimes the best things to use for scrapbooking is out of the card making aisle. There is no right, oh, I think I'm almost done. There is no right and no wrong to what you use to get your project done. Don't be limited. I know that it's so easy to say, oh well, that's for scrapbooking or that's for card making. No, it's for crafting. Okay, do we know anybody getting married? Because this is stinking cute. No goobers. Well, not the straightest cutting I've ever done, but could be worse. Let's get some Stacy tape and put it down, and then I'll fix the edges. And this edge is off just a little bit, but we're just gonna let it be. Okay, so you would use way more Stacy tape than I am. You would do all around the edges. I'm just trying to get it down so you can see. How fast was that and how effective is that dye? What do you think? And then, but wait, there's more. I could go in with the little accents, the lacquer pen, and I could just fill in that whole little heart. So now it's a dimensional. Just fill it all in like you're flooding your royal icing, assuming you do royal icing. And then I could come in and I could add a little bit of it kind of on the cake and add just some little embellishments on the scallopy part of the frosting, just so it's not totally flat. They dry in no time. So I added a little bit of some dots to I made the heart glossy. I added some dots to the cake. I could take the glittery one. Shouldn't have left it open. Let's see if I left it open. Yep, sure did. Note to self, put the lid back on. Take it and just add it right over the little plate. And that tip is beautiful. And it doesn't just squeeze out. So you don't end up getting it everywhere. It is that thick. And then put your lid back on. So now I've added a little bit of glitter towards the bottom. Isn't that so cute? Now let's come over. Yay is dry. Santa is dry. Look at how good this looks. By just adding that gloss. It just makes it stand out just a little bit more. Not so flat. Not so flat. So cute. Okay, let me put that one over there to dry. And let's do one more. Let's do it in the silver. What do I have that's so silvery? I don't know. It all looks so good. Oh, what do I have that's kind of silvery? I don't know. We'll figure it out. So, take one sheet of each. Okay, I've got one sheet of each silver. And this time, I'm not going to use as much as I did before. I'm not going to use, maybe we'll just keep the wedding out. I don't know, it's awful cute. I'm going to move it off to the side. I'm not going to use the full length of the die. I don't need to. If I know the size of the card that I'm going to make, I don't have to do the full die. So I know that I really only need it to be a little bit bigger than the card I'm doing. So almost like you were going to mat this black piece of paper with the silver. And that way I don't have quite as much waste. Now mind you, you do get 10 sheets, and you saw that it really just took, oh, Stacy Park, did I just do that? I did do that. Okay, well, we're gonna go with it anyway, because I don't need it to be this wide. I really only need it to be that wide, Stacy Lynn. Well, so instead of using the whole big thing, I really only need to use a piece this big. I'm going to put these two over here, and then I'm going to cut, that's my mat, I'm going to cut everything to about this size. It's a whole lot less. But I know the size of the card that I'm going to make. Ooh, so I can get away with using a whole lot less. See, I should have put all of this someplace else so it didn't fly everywhere. Maybe we won't use wedding again. I'll put it down there. Let me cut my last two pieces. Okay, which leaves me this piece here, which I could then use again to put a strip down if I wanted. All right, this is my smallest one. Let's see if I can make it work. So, there. And there. Make sure your tips are on. And let's die cut and see if I'm right. And if not, I'll recut it. Sending it through. And sending it back. Pop them out. Pop them out. And let's see, how close did I come? Oh, I'm good. Okay, well, not I'm good. It's just, I'm good. I don't have to recut them. That sounded, that didn't sound, that sounded kind of snotty. I'm just glad I don't have to recut. Okay, so let's line these two up. Cut two pieces at the same time. And make sure you got your little tip on and your little tip on, but I'm not cutting nearly as much paper as I was. Put on my do not cut plate. Send it through. And we'll go front and back because I'm asking it to go through two pieces of paper right now instead of just one. Oh, there's a lid. One, two. There's one. There's two. Okay, so I just have two more pieces to cut, and I'm good to start assembling. It's fast, it's easy, it's effective, it makes you look like a rock star, and gosh, for many, many of you, it's affordable. The bundle is the best deal. That's where you're gonna get the best price. But gosh, if you can only get the panel die or the slice color block, then we have them open stock for you as well. You don't have to get the whole bundle. But wait till you see the samples. Samples make it a little hard to, the girls do such a beautiful job. All right, send it on through. You think it's okay? No, I'll send it back. Okay, 1, 2. And 1, 2. All right, I've cut everything I need to cut. Grab my base, put my 3 rows of Stacy tape down. One, you can do more than 3 rows. You could do 4 rows. It's whatever makes your heart happy. Pick it up. I'm going to cut those edges off so they don't stick to me while I'm trying to put my slices down. Okay. And then let's go. So I'm going to kind of figure out my colors and put them in, put my colors with my colors. So those 2 match, and those 2 match, and these 2 match, and nope, those 2 match, these 2 match, and these 2 match. And then I'm going to decide which one I'm going to start as my center. I always like to start with the glitter one. I don't know why, but I do. And this time I'm going to do it facing me so I can go faster. So you can see just how quickly it can be done. So Fat one first. Down. Then skinny one. Down. Then fat one. Oh, it's going to need to be a little bit higher. Down. Then skinny one. Down. Then fat one. Okay, now let's do the other side. And let's do skinny. Nope, definitely this way. Come on. Oh, and I'm just off on that corner. Oh well. We'll make it work. No, and I think I'm going to do skinny. And then fat. So I'm slightly off on my corner there. Boo-hoo. So I'm just going to trim that on down. Oh yeah. Okay, you ready? But I still have those two to do down there. Now I could use pattern paper like crazy, absolutely. Can I get this one on there? Oh, that's perfect right there. Right there. And can I fit this? Oh my gosh, by the hair of a chinny chin chin. Really? So I'm off on that little one right down there. I'm just going to put a little piece of Stacy tape and another color. Little piece of Stacy tape. Actually, I'm not even going to try Stacy tape. I'm going to do a little bit of sticky dots. Wow, that's just a slice. Oh, I don't even know if I've got sticky dot. Oh, I can see my dots there. Let's see if I can get a piece where I've got more dots. has just a slice. We are gonna make it work. Ta-da! Wahoo ka-choo. Now, knowing me, I would want to go back in there. I know me. I would probably go back in there and add that piece right on top of that one. And then trim this out. There are no mistakes. Look, it fixed it. Woohoo! So now I have about the same size. Right? Super cool, super easy, super fast, and hardly any left over. Not that big amount that I had before. I haven't started samples yet, and oh my gosh, look at the time. And then, which one makes my heart happy? Oh, isn't that cute? Best mom ever. I love you. Love you. And then the little butterflies floating around. So cute. Love you. Thanks, Mom. I love these. These just make my heart happy. You can do this. Simple, easy, done. I think that these are just really wonderful, these little simple story page pieces. And I've got so much left over, and I could 3D my butterflies, and I could add my glossy to my butterflies and take everything down. You've got this. Okay, I haven't even started with samples yet. I don't even know the time it is, but we're gonna start with samples. I do wanna show you that I did earlier in the charcoal. Ooh. Oh, that looks good in the charcoal. And I did the white. Look at how elegant is that. Can you imagine? This is what I should have used for the wedding, but look at the butterflies on the white with, thanks, Mom. I would 3D those up. I would okay, well, we're just gonna do it. Sorry, I know it's long and maybe you've had to tune out by now, but a girl's gotta do what a girl's gotta do. That white is so pretty and so elegant. Let's just get some sticky on here. Oh, nope, they're this side. Be helpful if I use the right side. Sticky dots, press, done. Peel them up. This will probably be my longest YouTube class ever. Put it on my black because I want it as a matte. Trim that out. Let's take a little bit of Stacy tape. Oh, nice. Make kind of a goober out of it. What's a goober? Well, remember when you were a kid? Put it on my butterflies. Take another piece of Stacy tape and just pull it off into your finger and then roll it up like a goober. and then adhere it to the back of your butterfly. And then another little goober. I love the white. The white might be my favorite because it's the most elegant. And you could alcohol ink on some of this paper. And then sticky dots. This time let's put them on right. Pull up. And what if I took the little ones that come free? And I used those kind of coming off like trails of the butterfly, because they have several different sizes, so I can graduate them on down in size. Oh, that one really wants to stick. Come on. Down we go. And one more. But I could do them for all three of the little butterflies and just have little trails coming off of them. Ooh, that one stuck right to me. These cute little dots. There we go. And look at it, they're just kind of trailing on down my butterfly. Can you see them? They're so subtle, but they're so effective. And I could take the glittery one, and I could put the glittery one down his body. Oh, Stacy. It forms a little bit of because it's a glue, it's got that little cap on it that you need to pull off. Yep. And when he dries, it'll dry perfectly clear with just that pretty, pretty little bling on it. Okay. Super cute, right? Well, that was like cut to fit. Thanks, Mom. All right, samples. I know, it's like, are you still going? I am, but you needed to see how to utilize the dies. They're so simple that sometimes that can be scary when they're just that simple. But my gosh, they're so effective. And the little embellishments from simple stories. Again, so simple. But can make all the difference in your cards and in your layouts. My gosh, we made quite a few. We did just a little bit of everything. Oh, no, it didn't stick. Hot dang. And it's dry. Okay, let me show you what we've got for sale first. I don't want to ruin these. I actually really don't want to ruin these. I'm going to put them there for now. This one needs a Merry Christmas on it. I need to finish this one. Let me show you what we've got for sale, and then I'll show you samples. I can't believe how late it is. All right, first things first, Simple Stories. There's 2 bundles. One is holidays. There's 11 different packs. From Valentine's, 4th of July, birthday. Is that birthday? No, is that birthday? No, Happy New Year. It's all the colors and thought birthday. Fall. Easter. Christmas. Thanksgiving. Halloween. Spring. So bundle number 1, or you can buy just the ones that make your heart happy. And then we also have bundle number 2, which has anniversary and wedding and graduation and birthday and baby and happy Mother's Day and happy Father's Day and home and life is beautiful and meow and woof. Or, like I said, you can just buy the ones that make your heart happy. If you are a scrapbooker, you love these. And now if you're a card maker, you have a new appreciation for going back to basics. Basics are good. I have well, I don't have the mystical because I think we're sold out, but the original 5 colors of the opulent paper. So the ivory, it's more white than it is ivory. The charcoal, and I showed you the charcoal. Gosh, the charcoal is beautiful. The charcoal, it's really gorgeous. The silver we did, the rose gold we did, the gold we did. All of them are $13.99 each, not $19.99, and there will be an I Want It All bundle. I have got the lacquer pins from Hero Arts, including the free little doodads, the little clear epoxies. So instead of being $5, $5, and $5, you get it all for just $9.99. You're gonna love these, I promise you that. Those are pretty rock star awesome. And then I have got the bundle. So we used the slice and we used the panel today, but I've got samples to show you with the plaid. I've got samples to show you with the little flowers and the big flowers. So it's like buying 3 in the bundle and getting 2 for free, or you can just buy the ones that make your heart happy in open stock. The sentiments you're gonna see I did not include because they're a little pricey. They're you can buy them, they're on sale, just not part of the I Want It All bundle. All right, samples, let's do this because wowie kadowie. Hello. So, this card was made with the panel and this die right here. And these are not duplicates. I have never sold this die before. Look at how stinking cute is that. Look at, so again, made with the panel, and then the Simple Stories. Here you've got backing paper, so a beautiful pattern paper, and then the panel, and the Spellbinders Fun Stamper's Journey floral. Here's using the slice dies in a way that is totally different, and the congrats. Has nothing to do with building that starburst or that sunburst look. And here we've just used the droplets, just in random spaces. We've just used the little free droplets that you're gonna get. And yes, this is the Hero Arts Thinking of You stamp that I used last week. And again, the panel to do the mat and the insert. And then the Sending Hugs is the Spellbinders die that is on sale but not part of the bundle. And here you've got Catitude. So you've got the exclusive panel die, and then all the little embellishments are out of Simple Stories. Darling, right? Catitude. Here we used the slice to make the starburst. We used them to make the fence. Oh, and it says open me. Okay. Oh, and sending hugs. That's the Spellbinder die. I have got so many samples. All right, congrats. This is with the Spellbinder word die. You've got the panel. These are the Creative Expressions little blings. Happy wishes for you in a slimline card. Look at this one, hello. And this is all done with patterned paper to make the starburst. And this, instead of going this way, we rotated it. And here you've got the beautiful flowers from Spellbinders and the hello. And again, the sentiment just made me nervous putting it in the I Want It All bundle because it really took the price up quite a bit. Okay, here's the plaid. Look at the plaid, and the doggy is from Simple Stories. Look at Woof. How effective is that? So cute using that plaid. And that is part of the bundle. And here we have sending hugs and the panel, and we outlined part of, this came from, I think, the anniversary set from Simple Stories, and we outlined it in a little bit of glitter. And again, the plaid die, which comes in the bundle. Look at how cute, and we've used the accents here, and we've got a cold, wet nose on our doggy, and Claire says that means that doggy's healthy. Puppy love, all the little accoutrements are, all the little embellishments are from Simple Stories, and then the die is the plaid from Spellbinders. Love You is the Spellbinders die, the panel die, and the flowers from the I Want It All bundle. Okay, appreciate this. The girls did the starburst all the way around. They did a whole 360 on that card, and then used the Simple Stories. That's pretty good, huh? Did the whole thing. So the graduation is what's hiding all, where all the little ends meet. That's what the graduation is hiding. And my gosh, could you be any simpler? How darling is this, but simple. Here's the panel, here's the flowers, here's the sending hugs. Done. Effective. Beautiful. Negative space is your friend. Oh my gosh, I still have so many more to go. Okay, I showed you this one in the beginning. All done with patterned paper. And here's the panel die. Just layered all the way down, the panel die. Here's Merry Christmas with the plaid and the Santa from Simple Stories. It's in a slimline size. Oh, doesn't he look happy? See, I told you he needed the Merry Christmas across the top on mine too. That's okay. And here, look at this. This is a beautiful, the tag is from the Thanksgiving set from Simple Stories. The flowers were all made out of the die from Spellbinders. Here you've got the panel die. And Doris used the Sizzix flakes we used last week, inked them up, and did the card with the Sizzix flakes and our Stays On inks. And look at the meow. So this is just using the, look at that, isn't that, that's a great card. Using the Simple Stories product, and we used the title right on the card. Here we have another slimline, again done with the plaid, and you've got beautiful little elements. The happy birthday is the Spellbinders die. Again, we use the entire title on the card. So it's not just for scrapbooking. There's your happy anniversary. There's your dies, your flower dies from Spellbinders. All the little pieces, the little frame and the flower, all came out of the happy anniversary Simple Stories pack. And again, I think they're $2.39 on sale. Let's celebrate. From Simple Stories, we did it in a slimline size, and then very simple and basic. This time we took the panel off center. This is the panel die, this one, both of these, this is just pushed over and off centered with the flower from Fun Stamper's Journey, the die. Hugs, oh my gosh, is that so cute with the plaid, the 4 of them put together to make your A2 card. And here I have smiles and all the hearts. All the hearts were done with the Hero Arts lacquer. And yes, that smile stamp is the one I used last week. All the little hearts are done and it dries so fast. Here we have Happy Halloween. And these two down here are the panel dies, but not used, or I'm sorry, the slice dies, but not used to make the starburst or the sunburst. All of this came out of your Simple Stories. We just added the background paper. And here Claire took some paper we were not so fond of and made a great card out of it. We were like, maybe I shouldn't have bought that. But then she made a fab card out of it, so. And again, here's your happy birthday. Using the panel die, only putting it off center to give a little more dimension, a little more interest, a little more, you know, a different feel to it. Asymmetrical. Here you've got hello. With the Fun Stamper Journey flowers and the plaid and the hello die, and then thankful. I think I was supposed to open some of these up. Sorry, guys. Thankful. You've got the plaid behind it, and then again, this is the sentiment from, this is the border, what they meant to be used on a 12 by 12 layout right on your, this is a 5 by 7 card. Easy peasy mac and cheesy. Okay, layouts. I have got a bunch of them. I don't know how I'm ever going to get through them. I'm going to start with the ones that we did. And I'm going to zoom back just a little bit. So these were done with the Simple Stories, with the title and all the elements that go with it. And we made this layout. This is Doris. Again, using the Santa one. She didn't add anything more to it. She just used all the little pieces out of the Santa, out of the Christmas one, and then tied it in, coordinated it in with her paper. And then Claire did woof. Same thing. Now remember, we used meow on a card, and here it is on a layout. And used all the little pieces from the collection from that woof set. So you really do get value in that $2.39. And yeah, you're going old school, but okay. They're basics for a reason. It's because they're good and they're tried and they're true. They're not a trend, they're not a fad. They're something that you can always rely on. Claire did these two. Now, Simple Story sent me these. I'm going to show you one that is a double layout. They actually sent double layouts for everything. But this is the only one I'm going to show as the double layout. The other ones I'll just show the main page. So here's Summer. Isn't she just darling? And then the second page of it uses the rest of the items in that pack. So you can do a 2-page layout with just one pack of their embellishments. They were kind enough to send double-page layouts for everything. I would never finish. Oh my gosh, it's going to be 2.5 hours. Oh well, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Always and forever. Graduate. We used the graduate earlier today. We used the yay. Happy anniversary. You've seen this and the happy anniversary in a card that we did. Now we're talking layouts. Look at the happy birthday. Oh, baby. Told you, if you're into layouts, simple Happy Father's Day. And remember, there was a second page to go with this that used the rest of the embellishments that the little, what do they call them? Their little scrapbook, or the page pieces come with. Happy Mother's Day. You saw me play with this one on the charcoal card. Home. Look at how sweet is this. And the second page had all the rest. Life is beautiful. Meow. Okay, I have to stop. Meow. Woof. Spring. Fall. Winter. Gosh, I think that just about does it. All right, there's a few more. Oh, Easter's awful cute. There's a few more. Easter. 4th of July. But how do you not show them when they're so cute? Spooky. I'm this far in, right? Thankful. Jingle. Celebrate. And last but not least, would you be mine? Okay. You know, I'm not going to not show a sample because I'm so far into this. Just to save 30 seconds. That's ridiculous. I got mad when I went and saw Les Miserables, and Eponine went to sing Little Fall of Rain, her dying song in Les Mis, and in the movie, they cut it. The song is like 2 minutes and 30 seconds long. The movie is like 2.5 hours. Could you not have let the girl finish her dying song to Marius? Oh my gosh. Okay, it's me, Stacy, Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Where are you going to get all of this product? Well, you may find Simple Stories at your local retailer. If you find them at your local mom and pop independent retailer, by all means, buy them there. You might even find Sizzix Opulent paper there. Even if it's a little bit more money, shop with your independent local mom and pop shop first, then come online. For some of the Spellbinders dies, though, you're going to have to shop with us because we've got the exclusive on it. And also we've got the exclusive bundle on the Hero Arts lacquer pens and the free little doodads that you get with them. All right, you guys, it's like 2 hours and 25 minutes later. Oh, well, I will see you all next week. And thank you. Thank you for staying with me for this entire time. I love you all so very much. You mean the world to me. I'll see you next week. Bye.